Hi, my name is Dan Tartaglia. The goal of this process is to extract a still image from a drone video, clean it up, then crop it to print at 12 inches by 18 inches. The software we're going to use to do this is DaVinci Resolve for video, Paint.net, which is a free paint program, but they do like donations if you like it, Lightroom, Topaz Gigapixel AI, and also a little bit of Photoshop to fix the sky. First, we're going to DaVinci Resolve, and the video we're going to look at is of the Ohio State Reformatory, best known for being in the film Shawshank Redemption. And here's a simple video of flying sideways looking at the front of the building. Now I want a still of that main front part, and I already have a marker set up in DaVinci Resolve to stop it there, but I want to show you the part of the video first. So we'll set our point timeline there. So that's the still I want right there. So now we're going to export this out to a still. So next, I open the image up in this Paint.net paint program. I use it a lot for a lot of different things, but the image itself is 3840 by 2160, and I need to be able to change the dimensions of this image so that it'll fit a 12 inches by 18 inches. So I need to keep the length, and for that reason I need to divide the length times 1.5 to get the height, which is 2560. So I'll go down to my canvas size, and I'll first change the resolution to be 100. And I'll change the height to be 2560. And then we'll save this file out. And then we'll close this application and go into Lightroom. So in Lightroom, I'm going to bring this file into a folder. And I'm going to change some of the settings. Whenever I switch software like this, I want to make sure the exposure settings are where I want it to be. So I'm brightening it up a little bit with the exposure. And I may make some other changes here. It's a little higher exposure, maybe give it a little contrast. I always check the original image with the changes to see if I lose any detail, by the way. Give a little bit of highlight. And I'll change the shadows a little bit too. Next, I'll go down to vibrance. And just give it some vibrance and a little bit of saturation. Just tweak it as you want to tweak it, and then I normally check it against the original, just to check again to see the difference between the two and see if I'm satisfied. Once that's finished, let's export this out to a JPEG. And now we're going to go into Gigapixel AI, which is from Topaz. This software is going to I'm going to use their actual redefined beta, add realistic details. It takes a while to process. If you do it, if you use the preview, or if you use just run it in general, it took a while to process on my computer. You can run it in the cloud as well. But it seems if you run the whole image as a preview and then you export the image, it doesn't rerun it, if you know what I mean. It just exports the file. But if you just export the file with that setting, it takes that period of time. I thought it took more than 8 minutes, but it says 8 minutes here. And then I'm going to export this file out as a new name. So let's close this app and open Photoshop. And I'm going to use my embedded profile in this case. I'm using Photoshop here really just to change the sky, because I did have to add more to the canvas earlier. So I'll just tweak it to where I want it to be. One thing I did forget to do is flip it. There's a flip option in there, and the sunshine of the clouds is going the opposite direction of the building sunshine, but for this demonstration, it's okay. Then we're going to export this file. I always set the quality to high, the high as it can go, and then export it out. Next, we're going to go back into paint.net. And again, I just want to look at some of the colors and some of the brightness and color grades and change. In this case, I might just change the highlights a little bit just to add a little more highlight to it. But I'm always color grading as I go because there's so many software that's touching this. So we're going to save this out. And if I zoom in on this image, Topaz Gigapixel AI did a really good job as far as making it a good crisp image. Because I may want to print this at 12 by 18 or double that. So right now, I'm printing the image right now on my Canon printer. And there's the output. There's a lot of ways you could do this. There's a lot of software you can do this with. And this is just one process that I use. If you want to watch the full video of the Ohio State Reformatory, see the link in the description.